Hey guys, welcome back to the Psalms to God YouTube channel. This is Ree, and it is the beginning of March, so you know I got to show you my entries from February from the Daily Devotion Journal. If you are new around here, I keep a daily devotion journal where I do different studies. This year I have been doing the theme of the Gospels, so I'm trying to do kind of like a chronological study and a harmonization of the Gospels. It's not perfectly chronological because even scholars can't really agree on the exact timelines of things, so I'm just doing the best that I can. But each day I've been reading some portion of the Gospels and studying that, maybe doing a couple of word studies, asking questions, making observations, trying to relate that to our life today, or at least my life today, and then just kind of going through it. So the month of February was focused mainly on the beginning of Christ's ministry. It was on the first miracles, the first healings, him calling some of the first disciples. So it was really interesting, really fun. Luckily, unlike January, I did not get sick. So I didn't fall behind and have to play catch up. So it went really smooth. As you saw, I did a strawberry theme, which gave me the kind of red and gold color scheme. I used that same gold to do the seeds in the strawberry. And if you saw my January flip through, then you know that when I started this spread, I was really nervous about the strawberries because I originally wanted to do colored pencil and I didn't like it. So I did switch to watercolor, and at the time that I switched, I kind of was like making an executive decision in my head that I was going to do watercolor for the entire rest of the journal, and I was just going to keep it homogenous, and that made sense in my head. Flash forward to me starting to do this March layout, and y'all, the amount of anxiety I had starting this layout. If you notice, I'm starting on a totally different page than the first page. I penciled all of this out, and I think I waited almost an hour before I actually started adding in pen and color. I wasn't nervous about the fonts that I chose or the handwriting at all, but I was extremely nervous about these peaches. So the theme for March I chose is peaches. If you are wondering, I literally just wrote out 12 different fruits that I thought I might be able to draw and then randomly selected them and assigned them each to a month for the entire year. That is how I'm choosing what fruit to draw for each month. But when I went through my watercolor set, I have the Chromatech watercolor brush markers or brush pens, I guess. Um, they are real they are like real bristle brushes, which is kind of cool. And then they have like watercolor paint in the barrel. And so they're really nice to work with. I like them. And I love that they don't bleed through on this paper. They do pretty well. It's a little bit harder to blend because you don't want to put too much water down. But they work really nicely. So I was looking forward to using that for the entirety of the journal, but I could not find a nice peach color. So when I looked up drawings of peaches to get references for the colors and for what it actually looked like, I could not match those colors to save my life. The color of the flesh of the peach is just so pale in comparison to the colors that I had in my watercolor. And sure, maybe if I was doing this on watercolor paper, I could have watered it down and made it much more pastel. But since I'm not doing that, I did not want to risk it. So I pulled out my Ohuhu markers. Now, before you freak out, if you know anything about the Ohuhu brand, you're probably most familiar with their alcohol ink markers, which I do own, and those bleed so heavily. So no, I am not using Ohuhu alcohol ink markers to do the artwork this month. If I did that, I would have to draw my peaches on like a separate piece of paper and then glue them in, which I did not want to do because that would be a lot like using stickers. So, no, I am actually using their water-based markers, the Ohuhu Maui series. And so I bought that series maybe like 4 or 5 months ago. I really like the pens. They're a little bit more difficult in terms of blending, which all water-based markers are. And I found out while I was doing this spread, they are also more prone to bleed through. So I was able to find the colors there. I have a much larger set of colors. I think I have like 160 of them or something. So pretty much any color you could think of exists in that set. And so that's what I chose for the peaches. And even after I picked the colors and started, kind of doodling off to the side, I was still nervous that it wouldn't actually look good when I tried to do it on paper. And I've noticed this about myself in general is that when it comes to like an outline of something, I'm usually fairly good at getting the basic shapes. The real struggle that I have with art, and what I'm trying to say is like the real art of art, is being able to add the color, being able to add the right shading, the right, being able to see where the light would hit it and where the shadows would go, and to pick the right colors and to blend them correctly, and go back and add in your highlights with like your white gel pen or paint pen and stuff like that. That is really what makes or breaks the image, and that is the part that I struggle with the most. So I got really nervous going into this page, but I did manage to create something that I'm happy with. Like I said, it did create a little bit of bleed through. You can definitely see ghosting on the other pages. It's not horrible. I saw once I would write over it the way I would normally write, it's not super obvious. I sent some pictures to some of my friends and they were like, I can't see it. It wasn't really until I pointed out the exact spot. They were like, oh, yeah, I can see that a little bit. So it's not a horrible thing. But for the perfectionist in me, I was a little disappointed that it bled through a bit. But I'm really excited for this month of March. I titled this section Growing Opposition because these are the passages where the Pharisees are starting to kind of pester Yeshua more. This will include, more conversations where they're questioning what he does, and he is clarifying and refining what it really means to follow the law of God and to be obedient to God and to have that law in our hearts. That's a whole sermon all on its own. So I just wanted to stop by and give you guys a little preview of what I've set up and show you guys what I did in January. My camera did cut out as I was filming this. For reference, I do like to give you guys references because I know some people do more minimalistic journals, some people do a lot of art, and I watch a lot of different people, and I often wonder, like, the people on YouTube who do these, like, very intricate art pieces in their journal, I'm always like, how long did it actually take you to do that from start to finish? And so just by telling you that my camera battery died and cut out on me while I was filming should tell you that it took quite a while for me to actually finish all of this. But I think it took me about 2 hours total to do the 4 intro pages. So the title page that says Growing Opposition, which has a half a peach and then like a peach slice on it with the calendar. And then this reading plan that has the whole peach, the half a peach, and the peach slice, which then, of course, I use to create a color swatch so that I can remember throughout the month what colors I used to create those peaches and to create that imagery, as well as what colors I plan to use for the headers and things like that. And for those who are new around here, I do that so that I can put away my pens without worrying about not being able to match the color later in the month. Honestly, a lot of times I do just leave the pen sitting out on my desk, but every once in a while, I feel like I need to tidy up, or maybe I want to have people over and I don't want my desk to look absolutely insane. So I have to put the pens away. So this is a way that I remind myself what I was doing and what colors I was using so that it's not, you know, a total different thing in the middle of the the journal or in the middle of the month. So I did that page, and then I have, of course, my gratitude page and my prayer page, which I will use throughout the month to write out my prayers, to list all of the gratitude. I try to list at least one thing that I'm grateful for each day. I do this as kind of a recentering. There are days that are just really good days, and I'm happy all day and I'm praising God all day. And then there are days where everything that can go wrong goes wrong. This actually happened to me last Wednesday. And one of the things that I've learned, I feel like a teacher told me this back when I was a child, and I've just witnessed it happen and be true more often than not, is that one bad thing can sour an entire day. Like, you could be having a great day, you could have the best day of your life, and then one bad thing can happen, and you just look at the whole day as though it was bad, and you just feel bad about the day. And if we let ourselves get into that mindset, it can really poison our spirit. There's so much that's happening in the world. There's so much bad. There's so much strife, violence, people not loving each other, people not being kind to each other. And if you spend a lot of time dwelling on that, watching the news, it just, I don't know, for me, it just hurts my soul. It makes me feel down. It makes me feel sad. And so the gratitude log for me is a moment to come out of that and to force myself to think about something positive and things that are good that are happening in my life, and to take time to praise God for the good things. And yeah, some days I do struggle and I'm writing down, you know, I am thankful that I woke up this morning because it's really hard to find something. And sometimes I'm thinking of things that happened 20 years ago, and that's what I write in my gratitude log. And sometimes it's, an act of kindness by a random stranger that I met today, and then it's immortalized in my journal, and I can always go back and look and see what positive things happened on that day. And what I've recorded is something positive about the day, not something negative. And so I want to remember the good more than I remember the bad. So that is one of my favorite pages for the month, and I thought I would stop and show you guys or explain that to you guys. I don't know. Kind of went off on a tangent, but thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys are enjoying your studies and enjoying your journals. Leave me a comment if you have questions, and I am still working on a better format for my journaling hour series. So that will come out whenever I figure that out. See you guys soon. Bye.